people to 60 in our head office, which is located near, is in Lahore, and the rest of them are at the sites. We are a public listed company with over 10,000 shareholders. In the textile sector, I think I can skip the textile part because I would like to address the EE students more. So basically, in the power sector, we have two power plants. One is 200 megawatt IPP, and that is located near outside Lahore. And this plant was set up around in 2010. And the other power plant that we have is a coal power plant, which is a 46 megawatt power plant, and it is a captive power plant, which means that it supplies energy to our industrial units. Talking a bit about our company and its culture, I think NCG is a very innovative and a very forward-thinking company. Majority of our employees, a majority of our team members are very young in age, as in fresh grads, and that is how we draw inspiration and get new ideas coming to us. Our corporate values are more or less based on the same things that I told you. They're about honesty, commitment, passion, and innovation. We really admire people who come forward and think and give us out of the box solutions, and challenge whatever the norms are and try to come up with better or newer ways of doing things. So if at any point right now, if anyone has any questions, I would be happy to address them. I think we have two students with us, Ali and Hamra. So if you have any questions up till now about the company, you can please feel free to ask, and then we can move on. Okay, so I think I should just continue. Okay, fine, sure. Okay, so basically, let's talk about the job opportunities and our hiring process for EE students at NCG. We have opportunities at our head office in the supply chain department, like I was telling a student earlier on as well. Supply chain department is basically responsible for ensuring that all production facilities are running up to their full capacity and with the whatever requirements that they have. So electrical engineers are needed in the supply chain department at our head office. Specifically speaking, the two power plants that I talked about right now, there are, for fresh grads, there are trainee engineer positions available also. Generally, the power plants that we have, there are two types of power plants. One is a coal power plant and the other is an oil-based furnace power plant. So we have different departments over there of maintenance, planning, operations, and troubleshooting, just to make sure that the plant, if any corrective measure or any preventive measure has to be taken, they completely look after those as well. So these are about the job opportunities. In terms of internship, we also offer internships for 4 to 8 weeks, depending on the schedules that we have and the kind of students that we're getting in. Generally, we offer internships to third or fourth year students. And it's a rotation based internship where you get to learn about the different departments of the plant, and then finally the last 1 or 2 weeks of your internship are spent inside the main department where you have applied for. Right now, if you talk about job opportunities, so you can follow us on our LinkedIn page, our social media page, and or our career page.
Oh, that was a huge Cobra Kai karate chop. Mustache guy is discombobulated as fuck. He's definitely not exaggerating. He's running around like a headless.
Guys, ये kindly अपना mic mute कर दें, please. Ajay Aruj, I'm really sorry. Please continue.
No, that's perfectly fine. Okay. So I was saying that for job opportunities, you can follow us on our career portal. You can look up at job opportunities at nishad.net or follow us on our LinkedIn page. Our hiring process is pretty simple. Once you find a job that is according to your domain, you send an application for it. We screen your application according to the prereqs that we have. We call you in for a test and an interview. There are 2 rounds of interviews. One is with HR and the other is with the technical team. And then based on your test and your scores and your interview with us, we finally decide on whether we want to offer you a job or not. But for those of you who do not unfortunately get a job, we still keep your CV in our talent pool in order to ensure that in case if there's any opportunity in the future which rises and meets the criteria, then we can contact you as well. If anybody has any question up till now about the hiring process or any job opportunities, please feel free to either put it in the chat or just ask me directly.
जी हमरा और अली, if you have any questions, you can ask Miss Aruj here. आप लोग chat box में type कर दें या you can ask her verbally.
No, sir, kindly continue.
Okay, sure. Okay. So I thought this session, I would take this opportunity for this session to talk to you about a couple of interview skills and some things about the recruitment process, which you can benefit from as students. I think it's very, very important for you to understand that because of COVID, I think thodi si generally there is some kind of lack of motivation and some morale has gone down among students and fresh grads as well with respect to the job market. So let me assure you, okay, the job market has, obviously it has considerably shrunken. I'll be very honest with you, but it is not completely gone. So for fresh grads, it's very, very important for you to understand that in case, let's assume that a year back or pre-COVID, if you had 100 opportunities in the market, right now there may be about 40 or 50. So then that means that the competition is much, much more. Whatever you were expecting before your graduation, things have gotten tougher. And then I think this may be a very, very good opportunity for all of you to polish upon your soft skills. Because I think as EE students, generally you're very, very strong in the technical aspect, but soft skill polishing and interview giving skills are very critical for you to get any good opportunity or a good job in any organization that you want. So I think I can give you a few tips about your interviews whenever you apply for a job. I think it's very important for you to first, once your application is done and you receive a call for a test or an interview, the test part I'll skip because more or less you know what is expected out from students in a test, but let's talk about the interview part. So before you go for an interview, please, it's very important for you to understand that what the company does. Do your company research before going in. A lot of times I come across students who have no clue about what the company does, and personally, it's not a very good sign, and it shows the recruiter that you're not very interested in what you're applying for. So do your company research, Google typical HR questions that you have. There are a lot of typical HR questions that people ask you generally wherever you go in whichever company you do. I can give you a few examples of those. For fresh graduates, they'll be like, what are your strengths and weaknesses? What projects have you done? Why do you want to join this company? Why should the company hire you? Etc. etc. So the next thing that you really need to know is please make sure that your CV is error free. And when I say error free, it means that you do not have any grammatical errors and you do not have any formatting issues. It may sound very obvious to you right now what I'm saying, but trust me, more than 60-70% of the times I find CVs with a lot of issues. And if you look at a piece of paper, it's very, very easy for a recruiter to quickly spot out those things, even if they're skimming or scanning through your CV. So make sure that your CV is error free. You know your CV in and out, which means that even if you've put up a project which you did in your first year or your second year, and if a recruiter asks you about it, you just cannot tell them, okay, mujhe nahi aata, I don't know. So if you don't know something, please don't put it on your CV. And whatever you put, you need to know those details. So before going in for an interview, one more thing that you can do is that you can do a mock interview session with one of your friends or peers. Agar aapki koi family mein is there's somebody who's already working in the corporate sector or any company for that matter, you can always do a mock session with them. Ask them to put you in the spot and give you a couple of questions, because that will really polish up your skills. Because as fresh graduates, aapke generally because आपका exposure बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं हुआ होता है in terms of giving interviews. So you'll also see the first interview that you give, and then maybe if you give 3, 4, 5 interviews, once you look back retrospectively, you'll realize ke what things that you could have done to make your first interview better as well. Secondly, very important here, if you don't know something about your CV, or if you don't know something that the recruiter is asking you, do not try to dodge or mislead the recruiter. Just own up and be very candid about it and tell them that, yes, I don't know this, but maybe once after this interview is over, I'd like to go home and research about it. It's fine. It's just human nature. You cannot know everything. And there might be possibilities that the recruiter might ask you very different questions from what you had anticipated. So it's okay to not know things, but to lie or to mislead the recruiter is something very personally a little offensive, I think, to the recruiter. So just be open about some things if you don't know. Also, because of COVID, I think the hiring process for most companies has kind of changed. Also, a lot of interviews are now taking place rather than the face-to-face traditional kinds that we have. They've now shifted onto Zoom. I think most of you might know how to use Zoom by now, because I'm assuming aap logon ki classes maybe are also on Zoom. But I think so let me give you a couple of tips for how to do a Zoom interview. So for a Zoom interview, you really need to make sure that you're professionally dressed. I see a lot of people, since we've started conducting Zoom interviews, some people are not dressed appropriately. They're either wearing polo shirts or, for females, some sort of other informal attire. So it's very important that even if you're sitting at home and you're not doing a face-to-face interview, you need to be professionally dressed, professionally presentable. You need to sit in an environment where there's limited background noise, because trust me, a lot of times we hear a lot of people's families talking in the background, and there are some noises or sounds which I think any candidate would not want anyone to hear. So there are some uncomfortable scenarios that we've also encountered. So I think that is something that all of you can look into before giving a Zoom interview. Lastly, I think one very important aspect for interview skill or interview tip is to ask the recruiter questions at the end of your interview. Even if you're a fresh graduate, it does not mean that you don't have the right to ask the recruiter what you feel like or what you want to. Please understand that you are an employee or a potential employer at the end of the day, and it's your right to decide and to choose whether you want to join a company or not. So there are some basic questions which you can ask a recruiter, for example, in terms of what is the department or department structure or the hierarchy that I'm coming into. What are my chances of growth in the future? What is the one thing that you're really proud of about your work culture? And some sort of these questions. At any point, if you have any question right now, I can just stop and take your questions. I think we have Ali and Hamra with us. If there is any question right now, I would be happy to talk about it, or anything that you would like me to answer or talk about in detail about interviews or any other CV building or anything of that sort. So Ali, I'll answer your questions. Right now we do not have a graduate training program because of COVID, but job openings in the future, honestly, I think you can keep following us on our website to know, or we could also, once we have an opportunity, we can also send it to your placement office and they can circulate it. As of now, we don't have any opportunity, but since it's Nishat Chunia Group is a very big setup, so opportunities do keep coming up. Is there any other question? Oh, okay.
Ji, Hamra shared some question.
Yes, sure. Why don't I
Can
reply
you
to
share
it?
a link with us for Nishad Career Group?
I've just sent you the website. You can go into the career section and you can also register yourself on our career portal. So that is also one way that we look at your applications, even if you haven't applied and you submit your CV, so we can also have a look at it then. You're welcome, Hamra. Is there any other question, anything that you would like to talk about or get clarification on? I'd be happy to answer that.
Some other students have joined as well. Hamna Rahman, Nazish Naeem. Ji, students, if you have any questions so far, you can ask Ms. Aruj or you can type in the chat box.
Okay, so I
I
don't
think
think, yeah.
everything is understood by the students. They do not have any questions so far. जी एक अली का एक
Okay.
क्वेश्चन है मैम व्हाट आर योर रिकमेंडेशंस फॉर सीरीज फॉर फ्रेशली ग्रेजुएट्स
Acha, so Ali, when you're asking about recommendations, what do you want me to talk about? कि format कैसा होना चाहिए? या what in terms of content, what are you exactly asking? If you can clarify that, so I can take your question then. Okay, format. So I think honestly, I think LUMS ka jo standard format, whatever we see in terms of LUMS ke jo graduates ka, I think more or less all of you use a standard template if I'm not wrong. जैसे LSC वालों का भी generally एक ही format होता है. So the format should be very let's say it should be very clean. When I say clean, it means that in a matter of few seconds the recruiter should be able to see what you have done so far in terms of years. Agar aapka CGPA is very nice or very good, and if that's something that you are proud of, you can put it up in bold as well. Sometimes there are a couple of CVs where people don't put up their CGPAs because once we start talking to them we realize कि वो बहुत अच्छे नहीं हैं. So that's also completely fine. If you think your CGPA is not up to the mark, so you can cut that out. It should be very there should be proper formatting. Whatever you know best about or you think is very relevant to the company that you're applying for, it can also come on the top in terms of any projects that you have done. Please understand that your CV can always be tailored to any other company that you're applying for. It can be a standard that you make, but in case if you apply to a certain company जिसके ऊपर आपने project किया हुआ, you can put that project up, you can highlight it, you can talk about it much more in your interview. When they ask you more or less the first question, okay, what can you tell me about yourself, or give us a brief introduction of you, so you can just talk to them and tell them, okay, this is so and so, whatever information, and I've done a project on your company as well. So that instantly grabs the recruiter's attention. It's other than that, in terms of content, I think since fresh graduates don't have a lot to put in their CV, you can also talk about any areas of interest that you have, but make sure whatever areas of interest you do right, you need to know about them, because generally people write down book reading, and when I start asking them what is the last book that you have read, then they tell me it's been at least 4 or 5 years that they've not read a book. So that doesn't really count as a hobby if you're putting that down. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Ali. Yeah, okay. Okay. Any other question up till now?
The students, do you have any other question to ask? Ji, Ali, Hamra, Nazish, if you have any questions, you can ask her. Not so far.
No, that's perfectly fine. Okay. Acha, so
Okay.
since we were on the topic of job openings and searches, as I can see people asking me, even if we don't have an opening right now, I think what you can do as students, and you can be very, very active in terms of job search on your own as well. Although I think your placement is office is honestly very, very strong in terms of placement and knowing what's going out there in the job market. But even then, you can look up at portals like Rosie. You can look up at LinkedIn. LinkedIn is one of the strongest platforms where everyone advertises their jobs right now. So keep out a tabs. There are a couple of companies, bigger names like MNCs, who do not really advertise on LinkedIn also sometimes. So you can follow their websites, subscribe to the kind of job openings that you're looking for. So you get an automatic email notification as well. And this is how you can keep a tab on what openings there are in the market, and start looking around as well. One way, I don't know if it will work or not for you. I've also seen people now adding HR people in their group circle on LinkedIn, because a lot of HR people keep posting and resharing whatever job openings that they come across as well. So if they are in your news feed, it will automatically pop up, and it might be one way of you to also know of any future or current opportunity in the market. Is there any question at any point? I would like to keep this session interactive, hence I'm asking again and again if there is any question or any clarification on what I've told so far.
Students, don't be shy. You can ask questions from Ms. Aruj verbally, or you can type in the chat box.
Yeah, it's a,
Zagam has just joined us.
okay. Hi, Zekam. I think it's a pretty close group, so you don't really need to feel shy. And
Gigi.
I think you can, please feel free to ask any questions, or any question or anything that you are not clear about, even if I've not talked about it. If it's related to HR or anything else as a professional I can help you out with, I'll be happy to take that question. Okay, so I'll continue with what I was talking about. So I was talking
Ji,
a bit
Aruj,
about your,
sorry to cut you short. There's a question on the Facebook.
sure, Ji,
So I'm just pasting it here
sure.
in this Zoom chat box. Student hai Bilal Chughtai. He is
Mhm.
asking, is it possible for Nishad to start part-time work and research opportunities for students? A lot of students are more than willing to work during the academic year as well.
Okay. I think this is an interesting question. Honestly, I think this is posted by Bilal. If I'm not wrong, that's the name that you told.
Ji, Bilal
Ji,
Chughtai.
acha. Okay. So Bilal, thank you for posting this question. I think honestly, this is something that we're not doing right now, and maybe this is something that we can look into as well, if it makes sense for us as a business, in order to um, if it's mutually beneficial for both, obviously the party, the candidate, and for us as well. So I think this is something that we could think about in the future and see if it kind of spans out or not. Yes.
All right, students, do you have any other questions? So far Facebook पे भी ऐसे और questions नहीं हैं. अगर कुछ
Right.
students के
Okay.
questions हैं तो आप पूछ सकते हैं मिस अरूज से. I think everyone is clear so far.
I have a question I have received just on my cell phone. There is one question that Aruj, please highlight. What's the importance of cover page of resume?
Okay. So cover page की जो importance होती है, it it's kind of twofold. So basically what you do is that, honestly, when you have a very big CV, when I say a very big CV, it means more than 2-3 pages, and you have a lot of experience to show for, you kind of make a cover page for it. So cover page is also very, very customized and very tailor made for any specific position that you're applying for. In case you want to highlight whatever values or whatever skills that you have or professional work experience that you have, which will add to your chances of being shortlisted for that position. So people put in a cover letter. Honestly, if you have a very small CV or a very brief CV, maybe small is not the right word. If you have a brief CV, maybe cover page is not the way to go about it. But sometimes there are a couple of companies whose requirements are of a cover page. For us at Nishat Chunia Group, we do not have any sort of these prereqs, but some companies do require a cover page. And it basically means that in a short paragraph, you have to talk about yourself as an individual and what value will you bring to the company, or to the position that you're applying for. So if you're a fresh graduate, then I don't think there's any need for a cover letter. But yes, if you are an experienced professional of more than 10 or 8 years, or you have a very long CV and you want to summarize it, then that's how you do it in a cover letter.
I think some students have asked about the Zoom link on the Facebook, so they might have some other
Okay,
questions.
sure. I think
Uh,
we'll wait for
जी
your
जी
questions.
जी जी.
So, Aruj, I have one question in my mind. It's from my side. Like
Sure.
these days, our recruiting partners, not only in Pakistan, in all over the world, are very active on LinkedIn. Though my question might be little different from the topic, but with the perspective of job opportunities and job hunting opportunities, I would like to take your opinion on it. Like people are much inclined towards LinkedIn. So, is Nishat also considering LinkedIn for the hiring purposes?
Munawar, actually, we already use LinkedIn for our recruitment. LinkedIn का एक special account होता है, recruiter light account, which I'm sure you know of, but the students might
Yep.
not. So recruiter light account is basically where you're putting up your job post as a paid post on LinkedIn. So whenever anyone goes onto LinkedIn and then you go onto the jobs tab and you write down, for example, if you want to look for HR manager or EE or production or trainee engineer or any kind of search that you do. If any job that you've advertised as a paid post, it pops up. So yes, we are very actively recruiting through LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is one way to uh, really connect with the professionals also. So like I mentioned a few minutes before, there are a couple of, I'll be very honest with you. So there are a couple of students who've also added me and sent me inboxes asking me if I have any job opportunities where I could refer them or in our company as well. So I think students are getting the hang of LinkedIn, and it's very important to have a presence over there.
Jairuj, we have another
Oh,
question from
thank you.
Facebook. Salman asked, can you please explain how to have a good LinkedIn account?
Okay. So for a good LinkedIn account, I think once you start writing, because it's very tailored in terms of the information that you can put up, the kind of summary that you come up with as for you as an individual on the very top of it, you really need to think about it. LinkedIn gives you a basic template that you can work on as well. In case if you can't think of something on your own, you can use that typical format that they give out. Whatever information you put out there, make sure that it's something that is obviously factual, goes without saying. and also keep updating it, because I see a lot of LinkedIn accounts which have been made, I think 2 or 3 years back, but they're not really updated. So it's a very good opportunity for recruiters to even just go through LinkedIn profiles on their own. So it's very important to keep it updated. Put in all information that you can. If you're a fresh graduate, talk about your projects, talk about your CGPAs, any internships that you have done, and any volunteer work that you've done. I see a lot of students or a lot of kids putting up volunteer work as well, which shows the recruiter um, your proactiveness and your initiative, right? So and there was also one thing that I was noticing the other day on LinkedIn was a lot of LUMS graduates, honestly. I think more or less from, I think maybe the business school or some other school as well. They have started putting up a small write-up and saying that we have graduated from this batch, and we are very happy to enter the job market. And they just talk about themselves in a couple of lines and maybe post their picture or not, or just put up a small paragraph. So I think that's also one way of you reaching out to the world and letting people know in the job market that you are here and open for opportunities.
All right, thank you very much. Students, do you have any other questions? Zagam, Nazish, Amra, Bilal. If questions here, you can ask Ms. Aruj here, or you can type in the chat box.
Assalamu alaikum, Ms. Suruj, can you hear me?
Ji, I can hear you, Bilal.
Yes, okay. So I was just wanted to build on to what I asked on Facebook earlier. And my query was basically that, so we don't have a lot of work opportunities for students during the school year. And I think that has been a problem here, specifically in Pakistan, but it hasn't been a problem abroad, because abroad, students are known to do part-time jobs, white-collar jobs even, or also blue-collar jobs as well. But they do that during this school year to supplement their studies, to get finances on the side. And I think that's a very essential way for their workforce to gain crucial experience before they move on to their actual careers post-graduation. So I just wanted to know what Nishat had in mind in terms of doing that, or is it possible that something can be worked out? I have a lot of thoughts on this, but if something can be worked out, I think that would be very, very great, because right now a lot of companies have started looking towards this, and I'm just hoping that Nishat also does. So what possible arenas do you have in mind that students can start working in for Nishat, and from which year? Because I think students are willing to work from as early as a high school level, and obviously in LUMS as well, a lot of students do work part-time. But then most of that is when they have personal contacts, not because they can reach out, not because they can reach out through LinkedIn or through the website job posting or stuff like that. So what thoughts do you have on that?
Okay. So Bilal, I think like I mentioned before, it's a very interesting question that you've asked. So honestly, right now we do not do anything of that sort at Nishat Junior Group. I'll be very candid with you, but yes, this is something that you've brought up, and I think this is something that I could, as the HR head, look into the future. In terms of what kind of work would be firstly, it is not really restricted. Let's talk about the years that you're talking about. So if you're in your first year or your second year, I don't think it should really matter. It's all about your skills at the end of the day. It doesn't really matter whether you're in your first year or your graduating year. So वैसे भी graduating वाले years are much more inclined towards getting internships during that time. So I don't think that should be really a problem. Also, I think there is always some sort of work which is going on at the company which can be outsourced. And in terms of outsourcing, I think it can be given to even students. I don't think there's really any harm in it. At the end of the day, like I said, it's just about your potential and your caliber to achieve a certain task that we've set out for you. So I don't think that really should be a problem.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think this answers my question. I basically, so at LUMS, we started a startup called Tajarba, which basically does plan to bring this change about in companies. So we try to convince companies to start giving students more work opportunities. So we want to end nepotism. We want to end, students using contacts and people with actual skills to, get internships and experiences that they need. So yeah, this was all that I wanted to achieve from this. So yeah, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you for this, Bilal. Actually, if maybe you can reach out to me later, and I would like to talk to you more about this initiative that you have taken, and I would be happy to talk to you further about this after this session is over. Okay. I think you can get my details from the placement office, from
Will do,
whomever,
ma'am.
or yeah. Okay.
Will do, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Do you guys any other questions for Ms. Aruj? Gee, I think we do not have any questions on the Facebook as well as on the Zoom. So, Anuj, कुछ और आप कहना चाहें students से, or should we end up the session?
No, I think I've pretty much said that what I had planned to.
नहीं, you have already done,
Uh,
mashallah. जी.
But still, I would just encourage this small group right now because this is a very good opportunity for you to ask any sort of question that you might have from me. Because there are certain things jab insaan up when you're thinking and you're shy maybe of speaking, so you can put it in the chat box and I'll be happy to answer it even without naming. That's perfectly fine with me as well. So feel free to ask me anything that you would want to. Oh, okay. There is this question. Let me just address this.
Gee, how does one go
Yeah.
about negotiating the salary? Is it rude to ask more than what recruiter is willing to give, given that you are commuting from far away?
Okay, so I think this is a very good question. Like I said before, it is completely your right as in a potential future employee of the company to negotiate. So देखिए negotiation में दो ही चीजें होती हैं. Sometimes either you win or the other party wins, right? So it's just about a demand and supply thing at the end of the day. It may really means how much the company wants you, and sometimes the company will make allowances for to get you on board, and then sometimes you also have to let go because you see a larger picture right there and you realize that this is the time for me to maybe let go of certain things right now, and this will be beneficial for me in the future. So you can negotiate your salary. I don't think that is really of an issue. Once you sit down and you talk to recruiter, and if that's your second or your last round of interview, and you can ask them what is the salary range for this job. There are some companies which do not disclose it at that point, and they might ask you what is your acceptable salary range or something, and you can talk to them and you can tell them that this is market competitive, or this is what I was looking for. In case if you name a number which is very, very high, generally companies will let you know there and then. So a recruiter, if they see some kind of potential in you, and if you're asking for an X number and they cannot give you that number, they will talk to you there and then about it, and they will try to come up with some sort of middle ground. So that is when you know that you have been kind of shortlisted in their minds to some extent, right? So you can talk about your salary. Thodi si, I'll be honest with you, as fresh graduates, you have a little less ground to negotiate your salary because you want to get into the job market, and you're there for the exposure right now. For professionals, it's a little easier, I think, because आपके पास work experience होता है to back it up. But as new graduates, absolutely, you can ask the recruiter about the salary range. I don't think that should be an issue. And if there is, and if a recruiter is not very happy to answer that question, that kind of tells you about the company culture also. So please, these are, if the company or the recruiter is analyzing you, then you absolutely 150% have the right to analyze the company that you want to join or not as well. Okay, so remember that.
I think it's fine. We do not have any other questions on the Facebook or on the Zoom.
Okay.
All right. So, Aruj, thank you so much for being here and address our students. And first of all, Munawar Saab, I think he's unable to join again because कोई electricity का issue है उनका.
Oh.
He just texted me.
I'm back, Ji. I'm back.
अच्छा, great. Great.
Actually, there's no electricity in my area since morning, and I have charged my mobile through charging banks. So now both banks are empty. So that's why battery is very low. I was disconnected.
Right. Okay.
So Aruj, thank you very much. Yes, Asad, please, you may continue.
Ji, Aruj, I just wanted to say thanks to you for taking out this precious time and talk to our students. Or definitely, if students would have any other questions, so should I share your email ID with them, or should I send you on their behalf अगर कोई questions हो या
I think you can
As
send
you
them collectively on their behalf.
Okay, okay, great. ठीक है,
So,
great जी, thank you so much. जी जी.
Thank you for having me. I think it was a pleasure talking to students. Honestly, it's very, very refreshing because as adults, all we do is talk to adults all day long. So I think
Ji.
to hear students' perspectives and their questions was very, very, it was very nice. And thank you for having me and arranging this talk, especially Munawar and the rest of the career service officers.
Thank you so much. Ji.
Thank
Thanks
you
a
very
lot.
much for speaking.
Thank you, Ruj. Thank you for your time. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so
your
much,
time.
Ji. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Ji.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Very
Thank you.
Allah Hafiz.